Let's talk about something that feels like magic, making people want to buy from you without you ever having to do that awkward, pushy sales pitch. It's all about swapping out the sales pitch for a really good story.
I mean, seriously, think about it. Do you want customers who are genuinely excited about what you have to offer, who feel like they just got an amazing tip from a friend they trust? If you're nodding your head right now, then you're in the right place. We're going to break down exactly how to pull that off.
So, here's what we're diving into. First, we'll look at why selling can be a problem. Then we'll get into the power of a great story. After that, it's all practical stuff. We've got 6 killer techniques broken down, and then we'll wrap up by getting you ready to tell your own story.
Okay, let's start with a feeling we all know too well. You're having a conversation, and suddenly you feel that shift. You realize you're being sold to. What's your first instinct? Your walls go straight up, right? It's human nature. You start to doubt everything they're saying. And that's the big dilemma with old-school selling.
So, how do you get around that wall? Well, the answer isn't some newfangled trick. It's actually as old as we are. It's a story. You see, a good story doesn't try to kick down the front door of our logical brain. Nope. It gets a friendly invitation right through the side door of our emotions. It's a connection, not a transaction.
I mean, just think about it. We are literally wired for stories. From the fables we heard as kids, like the tortoise and the hare, to the epic tales that shape entire cultures and religions, stories are how we learn, how we connect, and how we make sense of the world. They completely bypass that sales defense system in our brain.
Okay, so we get it. Stories are the key. But what actually makes a story, well, sell? It all, and I mean all, starts with building a foundation of rock-solid trust. So let's jump into our first 2 techniques for doing exactly that.
And you're going to love this, because these first 2 methods are so simple, but wow, are they powerful. The first is all about sharing your real-life experience, and the second is about showing why it's a game changer. Technique number 1 is probably the most genuine place you can start. It's just you saying, hey, I actually used this, it worked for me, and that's why I'm telling you about it. In that one moment, you transform from a salesperson into a trusted source, a friend sharing a great discovery.
And this isn't some dusty marketing theory. This is the engine that drives a huge part of the creator economy right now. I'm talking about all those viral TikToks and YouTube videos of product reviews or things you just have to buy. They're all built on this one simple, authentic idea. I tried it, I loved it, and you should know about it. It just feels real.
Now, technique number 2 adds a really clever layer to this. You're not just saying this is good, you're saying this is better than the thing you're probably already using.
So here's how it works. You take something everyone knows, a big famous brand, a go-to restaurant, whatever the established solution is, and you put it right next to your new find. By saying, you know, I always thought that was the best, but then I discovered this, you immediately spark curiosity. You're basically borrowing the credibility of the old standard and then one-upping it. All right, moving right along. Our next 2 techniques are all about taking that natural skepticism everyone has and flipping it on its head. This is where you don't just meet their expectations, you absolutely shatter them.
First, we're going to see how admitting you had doubts actually makes you way more believable. And then, we're going to tap into that universal human desire for a quick win. Okay, technique number 3 feels a little backward at first, but it works like a charm. It's all about being vulnerable and admitting you were skeptical yourself. When you say something like, you know, I have to be honest, I totally underestimated this thing, you instantly connect with your audience. You're telling them, hey, I get it. I was in your shoes. And the reason this is so powerful? It creates this little mystery. People immediately think, wait, why were they skeptical? What happened that changed their mind? And just like that, they're leaning in, totally hooked, waiting to hear the rest of your story.
Which brings us perfectly to technique number 4, results and fast. Come on, let's be real. We live in a world of instant gratification, and nothing is more persuasive than a solution that delivers value like right now. Showing people they can get tangible benefits quickly is an incredibly powerful motivator.
So we've built trust, we've exceeded expectations. Now it's time for the grand finale. These last 2 techniques are all about creating real, lasting impact. This is how you make your story so memorable it just sticks.
Yep, think of these last 2 as the secret sauce. First, we're going to add a wow factor, and then we're going to anchor our product against the absolute best of the best.
So, our 5th technique is all about the 1-2 punch. You start by delivering on the core promise, you know, the thing the customer expects.
For a skincare product, maybe it'll make your skin clearer. You start by confirming, yep, it does that. But then, bam, you hit them with the wow point. It's the amazing, unexpected bonus they never saw coming. So it doesn't just make your skin clearer, it also makes it unbelievably soft. And here's the real magic. You make that wow feel real with a tiny little story. My husband even noticed and can't stop touching my face. See? That little detail makes it emotional, relatable, and totally unforgettable.
And for our final technique, number 6, we're going to use a brilliant mental shortcut. We're going to compare our product to a gold standard, something everyone already recognizes as top tier. So by saying your seafood meal kit tastes as fresh as eating right at the fish market, you're instantly transferring all those good vibes, freshness, quality, authenticity, right onto your own product.
And there you have it. That's the whole shebang. You now officially have a complete playbook for telling stories that connect, persuade, and sell, all without anyone ever feeling like they've been sold to. So let's do one quick final recap.
Just remember these 6 building blocks. Start from your own experience. Show why it's a better discovery. Own up to your initial skepticism. Highlight those quick wins. Add that unexpected wow factor. And finally, compare it to the very best. Put these together, and you have an unstoppable story.
So, the ball's in your court now. Think about your product, your business, or maybe just an idea you're really excited about. Looking at these 6 powerful tools you now have, what's the first story that you are going to tell?